So this is going to be a quick recap of how we've been trying to build serious games to support service skill building. We've been incredibly lucky along the way in this project to be working with Amble Studio, who are a wonderful group of people who either design games or game-like experiences, workshops or sessions that help people to feel, think or act. And so they've been helping us facilitate 3 sessions, and I'll give you a bit of a recap of them in case you've missed one. In session 1, we were really looking at defining the dilemma. So we're working together to find and playing with different ways of uncovering what barriers people experience to achieving mental well-being, particularly looking at culturally and linguistically diverse communities. We were looking at how we can use, immersive or collaborative or visual or lots of different ways to connect people to the field of mental health and CALD communities. And we really wanted to create some sort of experience that could help activate people's imagination. What we heard really from this session was that people really responded to things like picture prompts. And in this particular activity, we let people select images or pictures really that helped them define mental well-being. What was really interesting is people really appreciated the diversity of images and art styles, and some people felt culturally they really connected with them. Funnily enough, what we found that lots of people picked words which were around relaxing, connection, care, humanity or common humanity, and spirituality. There was a lot of generosity in how much people wanted to share. Some cards didn't get picked though. Things like self and even family were not picked up as much as we thought they would be. Very much in line with culturally and linguistically diverse communities maybe being more interested in collective or communal care. We ran an activity that was a bit of a card sorting, a bit of a gamey activity where people really put down little cards with known barriers based on research around whether or not they had a high or low impact and whether or not they happened a lot or didn't happen a lot. What we found throughout this activity was that there really weren't any examples that we provided based on the research that fell into the lower quadrant. People did really try to space them out, but what we found often over and over was that many or most of them were in the very high impact and happening a lot area. This is one of those tools that could be used by clinicians or services to really learn about what people need, one-on-one or in a group. Out of those, we split up into a few groups and we were looking at 5 big topics that came up: reducing stigma, nature and the environment, education, intergenerational approaches, and using technology. People then developed a vision for themselves and worked together as a group to discuss them. What we also learnt throughout the process of this first workshop was that running activities that helped us demonstrate a concept like systems or non-Western approaches to care really helped us to then have a great conversation and share reflections. In session 2, what we really did was genuinely play games. We were looking to select games, or Amble helped us pick them, to be honest, that were short, took less than an hour to play, were cooperative, not competitive, so you work together, could help foster connection or some sort of insight between players, worked in a different variety of energy levels, and that really helped us stretch our understanding what games are and what games can do. So over the next couple of slides, I will be sharing some videos that can help you kind of, introduce you to the games that we tried and played. Round one, we really played games that were quite simple, and they were all about communication, team building, and empathy. And put a few videos.
Fully cooperative board games are games which involves players working together on a united front to beat a board game system situated in the game itself. Competitive games can often deter some people from playing a game because they either feel underskilled or inexperienced. Cooperative games, however, embrace this inexperience as players help each other to fulfill a common goal.
We're dropping numbers and throwing stars. That's right, it's the Mind from Pandasaurus Games. This co-op counting caper of clairvoyance pits 2 to 4 players against their own impulsive judgment in a battle for teamwork and communication. Setup begins with shuffling the 100 number cards. Set them in the center of the table. Next, depending on the number of players in the game, place the level cards in order, lives cards, and a single throwing star. If you have 2 players, you'll need levels 1 through 12 and 2 lives. For 3 players, levels 1 through 10 and 3 lives. For 4 players, levels 1 through 8 and 4 lives. Next, each player is dealt 1 card for level 1, which they keep hidden from other players. The goal of the game is to silently, without any body language or hidden signals, place their numbered cards on the table face up in ascending order. Starting with the lowest card in the group and proceeding with what players assume to be the next lowest card, cards are placed down one at a time. This is very key, as in future levels, players will have multiple cards in their hand and may play sequential cards. Gameplay occurs in, well, just occurs. To signal that the team is prepared to tackle the current level, every player who is ready places 1 palm down on the table. Once everyone has done so, they remove their hands and the game begins. Obviously, this means collective concentration is important, having a group mind and, all that kind of stuff. As the game progresses, players are permitted to say stop to interrupt play, after which everyone has to place their palm on the table, refocus, remove hands, and continue. During the game, players are not allowed to communicate in any way, nor may they prepare signals to convey what cards they may have in hand. If the players manage to place all their cards in the correct sequence, they complete the current level.
Setting off the best fireworks show of all time is at the core of this unique cooperative 2-player card game called Hanabi. There's only one catch. All the lights are out and you can't actually see what you're doing. What results is a game of memory, deduction, and a little bit of risk. You've each got a hand of 5 cards, but here's the twist. You hold your hand away from you, so you can't see what they are. On your turn, you can give your partner 1 and only 1 clue about their card's colour or number, like, you have 2 green cards, or
you have 3 threes.
Now you're trying to stack cards of the same colour up to 5, just like solitaire, so it becomes both a game of memory and logical deduction.
If this one is a 4, and I definitely know it's a 4, then I could be onto a winner.
But if I've just told you they are threes. It is difficult. Put 3 down. Lay a 3.
There's a bit of a time restraint and only 4 chances to slip up, so you either set off a multicoloured light show spectacular, or just a few Chinese fountains stuck in a bucket at the end of the garden. Games are over in anything from 20 down to 5 minutes, so it's perfect for killing time before going out, or improving your communication skills as a couple. And boy, is there a lot to improve on. That's the gist of Hanabi. Visit bestplay.co for more.
We were really looking at a variety of different games that helped you work on your own in small groups of 2 or in a larger kind of group. What was really interesting is we took different levels of engagement. So in one, you were actually going on a bit of a journey and interacting with a physical space. In one, you were really building a city with each other. a bit of a utopia, but working collaboratively. And in the third one, you're working in a pair to really create a story and a space together. I'm also sharing a really provocative one for the folks that missed it. Our Innermost Thoughts is a really great game that you can do on your own, which helps you really reimagine what a game can do.
In video games, there is one title that has the wholesome crown, and that is Animal Crossing. Well, what if I told you there's an RPG where you can also create a charming little village to potter around in, enjoy the seasons, and meet sweet villagers? Enter Cozy Town, a game that opens by recommending that you grab things like sweets, tea, and blankets to set a cozy atmosphere before playing. What a start! Cozy Town is an RPG about building a wholesome community with friends. You start out by creating a setting and deciding who you are. Maybe you'll be talking cats in an ancient temple, fairies that live on Jupiter's moon, or pigs that laze around in the warm waters of a tropical island. From there, you can fill out some details of your town. Perhaps there's a magical bakery full of pastries, using fruits from faraway places, or a vast observatory with a giant glass dome, home to delicate flowers, a huge telescope, and comfy cushions strewn around for watching shooting stars. This stage of the game is about everyone jumping in with ideas to create somewhere comforting before you get into the specific seasons and rounds of play. You finish off here by thinking of some friends to visit, your transport, and finally you populate a calendar with cute events. By now, you have a place you probably want to abandon reality for. I may have got sidetracked writing this entry to daydream a little about a town of acorn people living in a sun-dappled glade. But that's okay. That's what Cozy Town is all about. Once you've established your town, it's time to watch it grow and change over a year. Each season is split into suits of cards, hearts for spring, clubs for autumn, and so on. Players take turns drawing a card and consulting the town oracle to see what happens. Maybe you draw the 3 of clubs and see that several townsfolk wish to leave for an adventure, so you describe how the town prepared to help them. Or perhaps in winter, you get the 10 of spades and must describe a charming new healing house that's being built. Once you've pulled your card and described the situation, you can finish your turn by either describing a feature of the town that grows or changes, mentioning a friend who visits for a little while, or how the town prepares for one of the exciting upcoming events. After that, the next person pulls a card, and once everyone has had a turn, you move on to the next season. It's simple, sweet, and utterly charming. Whether playing alone or with friends, this is an RPG you'll want to curl up with again.
So in session 3, we are very lucky to have a whole day together to try to design a variety of different games or gameful experiences that help us reflect or shift how we provide care for culturally and linguistically diverse communities. We really want to walk away with a variety of different concepts that we could use to improve staff or sector capability. So can we help people be more empathetic? Can we help people understand navigation? Or can we do something that helps people collaborate a little bit better? You do not have to be a game designer or have ever designed anything before to be excellent in this workshop. We'll be guided by excellent game designers, Amble Studio, and you'll have plenty of support. So if you do have ideas, bring them in, but if you don't have any ideas, then please feel very welcome to come. We'll take care of you. The session will run at Yarraville Community Centre. There is a little bit of on-site parking, but you might have to park on a street nearby. Public transport-wise, Yarraville Station is our closest station, and there's also a bus that takes you there from High Point. If you have any questions or by any chance can't make it on the day, feel free to nominate somebody you think that should come and let us know so that we can make them feel incredibly welcome. Thank you very much.